Hello and welcome to WNC Original Music, episode 108, the Karma Influx episode. Those will all be listed in the show notes. This week, very excited to have returning Charles Latham, Dr. Charles Latham, I call him. He's not a doctor. Bittersweet because this is going to be his final episode of these recordings. This was recorded with his band, The Borrowed Band, at Upcountry Brewing. I still can't say brewing. About like 2 years ago now in Asheville, North Carolina. Charles and the Borrowed Band's most recent album is their self-titled album, Charles Latham and the Borrowed Band. You can find that at charleslatham.bandcamp.com and also at his website, charleslatham.com. And of course, we'll have links to all of that in the show notes. Also, check Charles's social media pages for information on his limited edition 7-inch vinyl coming out, very limited edition of his songs Left on Red and Half-Assed Love. I think they might all be spoken for, but go check on that just in case. I know he didn't send me one, so they must all be spoken for, I guess. Anyway, while I try to process that, here is Charles Latham and the Borrowed Band.
You can be hot for me, buy all my pot for me, my groceries, my clothing, a hot tub for me. Take me on trips upon luxury ships, fly me and buy me and pay all the tips. But why can't you be nice to me? You can pick flowers for me or give up your hours to me. Wear songs, write songs. You can simply devour me. Knit me a sweater or dress me all in leather. Do me or woo me or write me a letter. You can understand, I'll be the girl, you be the man. You can use me, you can lose me, you can love me if you can. But why can't you be nice to me? Oh, why can't you be nice to me? Read me or need me or let me down easy. Try harder and harder. Promise sons, promise daughters. Propose me marriage or unempty carriage. Loyalty, honesty, Christmas in Paris. But why can't you be nice to me? Oh, why can't you be nice to me? Someone tell me why. change. the ghost of you, and it's vanished, my dear, and that's why you can't be nice to me. That's why you can't be nice to me. Yeah, that's why you can't be nice to me. That's why you can't be nice to me. Thank you.
Nice to Me is another very old song of mine. It's one of the few older ones that I recorded alone that I don't think I'm going to re-record, even though I love how this band plays it, but I there's something about the quality of the original recording, and maybe it's sentimental, I don't know, but I stand by by the original lo-fi version of the song, even though, like I said, I think it's just one of those things that I want that to exist like that, and then when people come to a show, I want them to hear, they'll hear hopefully some time and some distance and some some evolution in terms of sound quality, but it's kind of a goofy song. It's it's silly, it's sort of flirtatious, and I definitely I'm not gonna say who, but I'm sure there's a certain folky songwriter whose pattern I may have borrowed for that song, but I think that songwriter also probably borrowed a lot of other stuff himself, so or themselves. I'm not gonna say
Too late.
who I might be talking about.
I know exactly who it is. You're talking about that guy who's
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is, it's folk music, but Nice to Me. I'll that one, and that's the thing about that one is that I still have fun playing that. That might be one where I have more fun than the rest of the band playing it, but it's a fun one to play. And like I said, it bookends nicely with Everybody Else Likes Me, Why Don't You? But Nice to Me is and it's funny because I don't know, I have some people think it's weird, but I have and I've heard other songwriters do this, but sometimes if you think of your songs, at their age, like if they were actual children, like that song would be, probably like like a freshman in college or something like that. At this point. No? Well, I don't know. How old are freshmen in college? Like 19?
19,
18,
19.
That. Yeah. It would be probably able to vote,
Yeah.
It would definitely be trying to steal beer, so,
right,
it's like...
exactly. I mean, he could drive. Song. He could drive a little bit. And
it's not cute anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Right. I mean, it's just at that stage where you worry about it being out on its own.
Yeah.
Maybe
I still love it, but I'm like, you got
so much you want to teach it, and it doesn't want to learn anymore from you because it thinks it knows everything.
Yeah. And I'm like, we can still have fun, and it's like, no, I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah. But who does the laundry for it?
Yeah, me.
I think we beat that into the ground there. You want to do 3 more?
Yeah.
Also, you worry about. I mean, you want them to be happy, but you also, it's not like you don't care who they date, And so you
and I don't. You don't want to be a helicopter.
Yeah.
Parent is the worst part.
Exactly.
You don't know how much they. I don't want to let it be like. But can I say, do I know where it is right now? No, honestly, if I'm honest, I don't.
No. And you text it, and it doesn't answer back, but then you see it's posting on Facebook, so you're like, come on, man, look.
As long as you know it's okay, it's the way I think.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's enough of that nonsense. I'll cut maybe a third of that. Well, I'll pick the best ones. We'll see.
No, I say just let's make it just that.
Okay, just the whole.
Cut everything else.
Only cut everything else. Okay. Let's talk about each song from now on as if it's a person, based on how old it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you. You talk about it as a person. I'll tell you what color I think of when I hear it.
Okay.
We'll get very surreal here.
And then and what fragrance?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. What do I smell when I hear it? I like that. Like I have.
And don't say turd.
I have a brain. Then I find out I have a brain tumor, and it gets really sad.
This one's about, nature's beautiful and all, but it's also a little scary, it's a little dark, it's a little creepy. Strange things happen at night in the woods, You hear weird sounds. Bird scream in the night, a midnight celebrator, or had a snake just robbed its nest. Oh man, I really don't know enough about nature. Murder her in a jealous rage, or did I always secretly hate her? Or am I just a man possessed? Oh man, I really don't know enough about nature. They're talking in the pines. Talking in the pines, whispering. Talking in the pines,
No Nature is another, also, I guess I was writing a lot of minor key folk songs during my period of darkness, but yeah, that's another one. And that one, though, when I was out, I was kind of in the woods. It was summertime. It was in Virginia up on the Rappahannock River, and, you hear a lot of strange sounds at night, and I guess like the thought that sort of I heard specifically, I would hear, I'm also not a nature expert, not that I'm like, I'm not a complete urbanite or anything, but I'm also, I'm not like a park ranger, so I couldn't tell you what every night sound I heard was, but I definitely was hearing one that night, and I did not know what it was, and it was alarming, because it sounded like something either, it's one of those things where it's either mating or killing, you hear those sounds in nature, and you're not sure which of the two it is.
Or both at the same time.
Both.
Yeah.
But so it was one of those nights, and then it was kind of, and I've from time to time, I'll have that observation, out on a hike or something, and you see something, I actually like this about being in nature, that you can experience in the same instance kind of the beauty of it, and then also the horror, and so that's kind of what the song is about, is that the nature is, nature's not just beautiful and harmonious and all these things, it's also cruel, and there's some terrible things that happen out in the woods at night.
It's interesting sometimes to think that you are actually part of that in a way, like mostly the commit, as human beings commit those horrors, if you want to put it that way, just depending on your point of view, but potentially the recipient of it, you don't think of that as a human. We're maybe the only species that strives to become a different level of the food chain, I guess, or has become, puts itself above that.
Well, and I because of the nature of where I was staying, there was I had a screen door that I had open, and so I was there's something interesting about the fact that my noises were then also part of the kind of the tapestry of night sounds too, so I was part of it, but not a part of it, but then also sort of, but then as far as the sound of it all, it was putting, and that kind of, it felt like a very, I guess that's the human thing. You can't be in nature, but then not be affecting it or be disturbing it in some way, And that's the other thing. I have no idea. Those sounds that I was hearing might have been because of my presence. But then also, a lot of these thoughts also, led to the title or the kind of chorus, which is, I really don't know much about nature, which is true. That part is biographical.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's an interesting point of view, though, because maybe you can appreciate things that people that don't know much about nature wouldn't, because you see people I've noticed this. There's a rest stop in Marion, North Carolina, right on 45 minutes from here. And it has a little waterfall at the rest stop. Just a very somebody might have it in their backyard, basically. And I'll go by that rest stop because I work in Marion a lot, and I use the bathroom a lot. And so I'll come out, and people from out of state or out of town will be taking pictures of the little waterfall. And I'm like, oh man, wait till you got to go wait till you go up on the parkway and see a real waterfall. But then sometimes I think, well, that's kind of a jerky thing of me to think, because that's still pretty, it's worth taking a picture of, when I grew up in Wilson, North Carolina, there was nothing that pretty around, so good for them that they're enjoying that and not jaded by seeing, real waterfalls, I guess.
Yeah. Some of us aren't surrounded by natural beauty.
That's right. More from Charles Latham and Charles Latham and the Bard Band in just a few moments. Want to remind you to find them at charleslatham.com, also bandcamp.charleslatham.com, and also search the show notes for their social media web addresses. People say that? Web addresses? Search the web addresses for the podcast, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, sorta. And also go to WNCOriginalmusic.com. Also search WNCOriginalmusic.com wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to the show and rate it if you want to. And just drop the musicians a line to let them know that you enjoy their music and you liked hearing what they had to say about it.
Hi, this is Steve Fisher, a.k.a. Cerebral Tone, a musician directly out of the Northwest, and you're listening to WNC Original Music, one of the greatest podcasts for original music.
Well, you've been great. We were going to take a break, but we think we're just going to play a couple more and then take a long break, meaning we're going to, until next time. But thank you so much for hanging out and watching us and everything. Again, there's a tip bucket up here. If you're digital, my Venmo is just Sir Charles Latham. Just put that in there, Send us some money if you like. We're trying to make a record here. But this song's off the last record. It's about the best kind of love, which is platonic love, Thank you. You came over and we got too stoned. I didn't want you taking the bus alone. You said a taxi's a waste of money. Could you stay here tonight and that you trusted me? La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Said I've only got the one bed, but sure, I don't mind sleeping on the floor. Said that won't be necessary, and you feel better lying close to me. So I held you all night long, straight through. We sang every single song we knew. In the morning you left, I wondered, should I have kissed her? But I loved you more like a sister. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Well, it's been 5 or more years since then, and I wonder, can I still call you a friend? You're out there busy playing rock and roll. I'm down here busy just growing old. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da da. Don't worry about me, I'm doing alright. Just give anything if I could see you tonight. No, I give anything to go back in time to that furnished room all soaked in wine. I held you all night long, straight through. We sang every single song we knew. In the morning you left, I thought, God damn, I miss her, but not like a lover, like a sister. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
Yeah, that one's about I wrote that one. Well, yeah, I think I mentioned it kind of earlier. It was one that when I wrote it real slow. It was supposed to be kind of sad and nostalgic, and it was it was about, that one is also a true story, and it's about somebody when you're just those people in your life that you have that you get close to, and you start to kind of think, this could go one way or another and maybe become a romantic relationship. But then, there might be part of you that thinks like, well, but do I want to risk, all the good things that we have now, for the benefits of a romantic relationship that might then turn into later, amity. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just kind of funny. I mean, I think it works better as a pop song than it did as a slow, slow ballad. But yeah.
Tell me a little bit real quick about the new album you're recording.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're kind of doing it like here and there, like when everybody's available. It's kind of based on everybody's schedule, and we're recording it with this guy James Phillips, who's in a band here called Bombadil, and he's got like a home studio, but he's also kind of mobile with it. So like we cut the first few, we did some live tracking, And we did that in an empty house here in Durham that was, it was for sale, and we had access to. So we went in there and set up kind of like a mobile studio, brought the band in, cut a bunch of tracks. And then we done some overdubs up at James's place, up in his, where he has his studio space. And then just yesterday we went out to Chapel Hill, to Abby's mom's house, because she has a nice acoustic music room. We did some vocal tracking out there. And we've done some at Gordon's place. So we, it's been all over town. And yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be this, I wanted to be an introduction to this band, and it's going to be the core group, everybody that's been gigging with me for the last, year and a half or so. There's a lot, we're doing some overdubs, but most of the stuff was tracked live, and there's still going to be some variety on there. Like there's a couple of songs that I'm doing, just kind of pared down, with acoustic guitar and bass and some other, few other things. Right. But I'm keeping it to, the last record had, I had a lot of guest musicians. And I think with this one, I'm still working on it, so, I might change my mind at the last second and, kind of go all Brian Wilson and decide to add a bunch of different, strings and everything. But I think for now the plan is just to keep the instrumentation to the personnel that's in the band. So there's going to be a guitar heavy album. There's a lot of guitar on it, but, I think it works, and I think having these kind of parameters are gonna make for a real unique sound. So.
Oh yeah. When are you looking at it coming out?
That's a good question. And it's kind of flexible. Yeah, I think I'm aiming for. I'd be happy if it came out in the spring.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
maybe sooner.
Far away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I want to time the release right.
I didn't mean to sound judgy. Sorry.
Well, no, I mean,
spring.
It's funny because it's actually it's been evolving. Even the track list has been kind of evolving. So it was going to be maybe a little bit longer, and now I'm thinking about cutting it back to fewer songs. But that would mean we get it done quicker, and So yeah, I guess TBA.
Okay.
On that one.
I didn't mean to put any pressure on you by, sounding surprised this spring. You really
luckily
whenever you want to. Yeah.
Luckily the label is, being cool about it.
Yeah.
They
know they got something special.
No, yeah. Even though the label head is an asshole, but
right.
He's
just
time he's letting me take my time.
Well, he sees those dollar signs probably.
Yeah, he knows that it's going to pay off eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows you got to spend a lot of money up front.
Right.
And then you get the payoff later on.
But he keeps 100%. You split it with him evenly.
So yeah.
That works good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, eventually he said eventually I get paid. Some kind of pyramid scheme. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be fine.
Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah, I'm getting paid. That's how I'm getting Bitcoins right now.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for the Borrowed Band. Here's a song. Got all these real nice clothes, just don't have anywhere to go. When I'm dodging all my friends, settling for another night alone. This is exactly the life I chose, and I do it all again. Living's easy in my big old bed. Breath on the mirror tells you I'm not dead. Must have got lonesome, but I don't know when. I think I might like to see you again. Saving up for a rainy day. It keeps on raining, will all wash away. But I won't get my feet wet like it's a dirty thing. This old guitar ain't got no strings. 'Cause I won't put 'em on yet. Living's easy in my big old bed. Breath on the mirror tells you I'm not dead. Must have got lonesome, but I don't know when. I think I might like to see you again. I got so much I don't know what I got. Feels like nothing, feels like a lot. So I'm gonna give it one more shot again and again. So come on over for a little while, dear. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And the day is dawning red. And if I miss you, I will let you know. Parting is such sweet sorrow, or so I've heard it said. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that one's a sad song I wrote while I was doing my laundry about being newly single.
Nothing sadder than I know when I was single, like the laundry mat seemed very, very sad to me.
Yeah.
Because I would go there and it's like you can't, once you go there you're locked in. You got to stay there until all the cycles are done.
The laundry. I don't think there's any laundry actually in the song, but that was just, it was kind of the working title that became the, I should always watch out for working titles because they have a way of becoming the actual title. But that was the working title that, yeah, I don't know, maybe there's something to that word laundry. Yeah, I guess there is something that, it's definitely not, I'm not going to say that some fresh laundry isn't a happy thing, but I will say that if you pair the word laundry with kind of a sad song, it makes it a sad word. So
I won't tell you the long story behind it, but
ghosts.
But
yeah,
I just need to know if you believe in ghosts.
Oh yeah, not witnessing. I had I had what I would, let's just say I had what I would term maybe a peripheral paranormal experience at Gettysburg once.
Oh, Gettysburg.
But I also just like to, I don't know. Yeah. How can I deny something like that?
Yeah.
Who am I to say that there are no such thing as ghosts?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to think of it.
Yeah. And also, I'd be really hypocritical. I was just talking about how that one song is about ghosts, so I gotta believe in ghosts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
I was trying to catch you. I wasn't trying to, like, if you said no, I was like, well, what about you
gotcha,
just said?
Gotcha journalism. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you kill your wife?
No, and I kind of feel like that one was like that was almost like, I just felt like again with folk music, I was like, I've been playing this for long enough, like I gotta have a murder in here at some point.
I'm going to save that last statement for the trial, but I want to thank Charles for being on the program, and I want to thank the rest of the Borrowed Band for letting me come out and record them. Great show over at Upcountry. The rest. You can find Charles at charleslatham.com, bandcamp.charleslatham.com, and also look for him on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget, he's got that limited edition vinyl coming out soon, so go to his website for more information on that. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts, WNC Original Music, or go to WNCOriginalmusic.com to find all the episodes and links to where you can subscribe at all the other places. And also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all those other social media places. I've been lucky that for the closing songs recently, I've had some, very upbeat, hopeful songs, and that's true this week as well. This song comes courtesy of the band Late Night Special. It's called Hold On, and you can find them at latenightspecial.net. Have a good week.
This life is hard, but you will grow. I never understood exactly what she meant till I was white knuckling down the freeway on my way home. Just hold on, just hold on, just hold on, just hold on. Your life is long when you grow up too fast. The thrills are gone, there's no looking back. Got a child to teach, another one on the way. The day will come to send them out on their own. Just hold on, just hold on, just hold on, just hold on.
Would it be shown that I did not acknowledge that you said anything about dismembered bodies?